Performance anxiety. You know, all of us have faced it at some point of time in our lives. We all grow up in a society that's geared to accomplishments. You know, it's always about going for the best school, going for the best college, and then wanting to rise up every year or every second year in your careers. And when you don't see it happening, it hits you, right? That could be one big reason. But there are a few other reasons, and that's what I want to talk about today. The first big reason is our race for success, as I said, along with low self-awareness. It's not everyone's cup of tea, yet, given to social pressures, we all tell ourselves, yes, that's what we want. Second is undue mind space that we give to our professional lives and even time at times. We just keep thinking about our work day in, day out, spend disproportionate time at work even when it's not needed. And lastly, it's a toxic work environment or a toxic home life that leads to an overall sense of anxiety or performance anxiety, even if you say it's at work. There's something amiss in your life that's toxic and that's causing this. And I'll talk about these now one by one. Let me talk about the first one, the race for success, the race to be on the top. You know, we are all geared for this as we were growing up by our parents, by our teachers, by our peers. But you know what? Research shows there are various Harvard studies, and I'll put a few links in the description box which you can click and read through or watch further. They clearly show there's very little correlation beyond a point between professional success, money, and happiness or a sense of fulfillment in your life. It's a futile race where a lot of us simply dedicate a large portion, a large portion of our time, our being, into pursuing something that will not really give us meaningfulness or happiness. There's one more thing. Being at the top or reaching the top can often be a lonely feeling. And it gets worse when you also make the journey very lonely. So is this something that you really want? Do you really want success at the cost of your happiness? And there's nothing wrong with it. Simply because I'm saying there's a mad race for success, that doesn't mean that it's wrong for everyone. If you really feel that's all that you're cut out for, that's all you really want in your life, and that's what will give you happiness, go ahead and do it. But in the process, calibrate yourself. Figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are and what your passion is. Follow that to success. Do not try to force fit yourself into a career where you don't fit in, where you have a lot of gaps which you can't cover up to reach the top. Also, let the people around you know that it's your work, it's your professional life that's really important for you and nothing else, so that you don't disappoint them. If being at the top is all you want, make sure as you're following that dream, let the people around you know that work is your first priority. It'll avoid any disappointments for them and any toxicity in your life, any unwanted demands on your time while you focus yourself to your career. I do not advocate this, but I'm saying this only if you really figure out and say that yes, professional excellence and career growth is all I want in my life and nothing more. The second point that I said, undue mind space to our professional lives. Somewhere we are not clear. We've said that in our minds we say that okay, I want it all. I want a nice family, I want a great career, I want vacations, I want a promotion every year. So I keep thinking about my work and how I'm doing about it day in, day out. Even when I'm not at work, I'm calibrating myself. Will I get the promotion or will someone else get it? What I'm doing in this case, I haven't really thought about what I want, and I've not been able to prioritize how much time I'll give to what. You can't have it all. To be happy, to be away from anxiety or depression, it's very important that you first know yourself. List down your top 3, 4 priorities. And I'll tell you usually what it is for a person to be happy. Yes, meaningful employment. Along with that, someone that person can love and trust. Good friends who will stand by that person. A good social life. And some purpose outside work. Right? And to be able to have all of this, you cannot be giving your mind space only to work. Let's say you work 10 hours a day, right? Give those 10 hours with full engagement. Once you move out, you still have 14 hours in the day left. Do not be thinking about your work. Spend those moments happily, right? It's about living now. Forget about what's going to happen tomorrow. And those 14 hours, other than sleeping time, should be about you celebrating with your family, investing in your life partner, meeting up with some friends, or following your passion. You know, I've had many promotions. There are times I've received good monetary rewards. Are those my happiest moments if I think back? No, they are not. You know, today when I think about my life, the last 20 years of my working life, my happiest moment was when my kids were born. My other happy moment was when I walked away from a very toxic workplace and I got rid of some toxicity in my life. Also, there was a time when I was going through a very tough time and my friends stood by me. Those were my happy moments. My last point on what leads to anxiety at work. Definitely one of the things we can't rule out is a toxic work environment or something toxic at home, outside work. Yes. Both of these aspects of your life are important, and if you have negativity in either of them, you're bound to be unhappy, there's bound to be anxiety, and you're bound to be depressed. You need to fix it. If you are at a workplace that's hostile, try and fix it by making friends, by getting along with your manager, by talking it out with HR if needed, by laughing out loud, by making some good friends. If all of that doesn't change the behavior or approach of the workplace towards you, there's no point sticking around. Find a better choice and move on, even if it's not a vertical move. Find something that you're doing here, maybe at the same level, maybe at the same paycheck, but find something else that will keep you happier. Same thing goes to your personal life. If there's too much negativity in your personal life because of a few people, first of all, do the check. Are you causing that negativity? Is it a mental block that you're carrying towards someone? If that's the case, fix it. If it's beyond you, you're doing your best to make someone happy. You're doing your best to make things good. Yet you find constantly people being negative or some situation that pulls you down, get out of the situation. Move negative people away from you. It's very important for you to flourish anywhere, whether at work or from a health point of view, to surround yourself with positive people. Lastly, in all of this, your health is very important. Any kind of anxiety coming from your personal life or work is bound to impact your health. Also, if you're not looking after your health, not working out, sooner or later is bound to catch up in some form of stress at work or overall in your life. So look after yourself, make sure you are happy, create happiness, and get rid of people around you who pull you down. Like they say, enjoy life today. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow may never come. It was great talking about this. Do leave in your comments or questions and click the subscribe button to hear more from Corporate Diaries.